After the launch of Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, many new videos by new creators changed the perspective of certain details of the franchise. By making timeline videos or standalone theories, they express their own take on certain evidences and reach new conclusions. One channel has caught the attention of many with their theory covering everyone's favorite thumbnail face, Golden Fred Boy. They believe that Cassidy, the vengeful spirit, and the crying child, the nameless child of Afton, are the same character, and the name Cassidy is actually the name of the crying child.
What the f?
And they brought good evidence to support their theory, but one specific detail from the Fazbear Frights books really acts like an Uno reverse card. If you haven't read the books, why would you? The Stitchwraith is an animatronic fueled by agony. Take that into your note. And at the end of every single epilogue of every single book, as far as I can remember, it comes to collect the remains of the fallen spirits in the stories, to make a conglomerate of spirit spaghetti inside of itself. But two specific spirits by the names of Jake and Andrew have caught everyone's attention by being directly linked to the crying child and the vengeful spirit in the respectable stories. And the idea of two spirits being inside of Golden Freddy was kind of driven through the fact of Stitchwraith. But this video is not about disproving dual process, but actually assuming that they are right and finding another explanation for Stitchwraith, which is what we're gonna talk about today, because I think I have found the other explanation. In the same series of books where the Stitchwraith story originates, there's a story about a girl who is a pickpocketer, and one day she steals from her mother and her daughter. And what she steals are cardboard glasses that when she puts on shows an hologram of Rick Astley. Of Ballora. And an odd detail that is in those books is how Ballora can interact with the objects surrounding her. Quote, "There was Ballora, pirouetting among the colorful fall leaves. As she spun, the bright leaves were sucked into her vortex. For a few seconds, Cassie admired the beauty, but then she thought, if she is just a hologram, then how is she affecting the objects around her?" And I thought this is very interesting, because where do we see this augmentation of reality in the games? Well, maybe with the virtual augmented neural network intelligence system of Vannies. Now, how is any of this connected to Stitchwraith? Well, when I realized that the Fazbear Frights books were connected to the future installments, I thought I could find a connection for Stitchwraith. And when I went along with certain assumptions, I found so many similarities between these two characters. And before you click off, I have found solid evidence to prove myself. Because I think Stitchwraith is a parallel to the Mimic. Need more proof? The description from the books reads, "A man-sized endoskeleton of unknown origin. This endoskeleton is quite damaged and appears to be pieced together from various parts. And also one of the eyes is blacked out." But that's not enough to prove these characters are connected, right? What do you say about this? The whole shtick of Stitchwraith wasn't that it only had two spirits, it was how it had multiple but only two controlled it. Well, in this story Tiger Rock, it has been described that an AI programming runs the Pizzaplex, an AI that uses the Mimic programming. And you see these two different colored eyes? Well, the Mimic in the games might have a conglomerate of data inside of it, but it's only two forces that are controlling the AI program that is running the Pizzaplex: the Glitch Trap virus and Charlie. How do we know this? Well, the Glitch Trap one is fairly obvious. Everywhere that the Mimic program has been used, Glitch Trap follows, whether it's a VR game or a Pizzaplex. But how do we know that Charlie is in there too? Well, throughout these three games, we see the puppet appearing both in the real world and the AR world.
Can I have you? Oh, I see you. Think you could hide from me? No. The answer is no. I would cut thy throat in twain!
Editor's note, one specific detail that has been bothering me is why the puppet is portrayed by Marionette, but that's for a future video, so make sure you subscribe to not miss that one. We see this idea of two forces throughout everything the Mimic touches, Vanny and Vanessa. Vanny being this bunny-wearing serial killer, while Vanessa is this protective and caring security guard. Sun and Moon, Sun being a caring figure, while the Moon is this sinister figure. Freddy being protective of Gregory, while the other animatronics want to hurt Gregory. Even Gregory is the same, by being a sinister figure in GGY, but in the games, he was, I guess, kind of a good person. So the Stitchwraith having two spirits inside of it is a direct parallel to the Mimic, with it having a protective nature of the puppet and the evil vibes of Afton, again, two entities controlling it. Now, I'm not trying to say that Charlie and Afton's spirits are inside of the Mimic, but the idea of Afton and the puppet are inside of the Mimic. But as a loyal theorist of Five Nights at Freddy's, I needed more proof. One specific detail from Stitchwraith was one that I always found odd, but now that I'm connecting all the dots between the Mimic and Stitchwraith, this detail actually makes a lot of sense. And it might actually slam this theory home, because it is about how if Stitchwraith touches someone with its zappy hands, all the life is sucked out of their body, and they're left with black oily tears running down their eyes. Just like how the corrupted staff bots have black oily tears running down their eyes because they've been affected by the Mimic. Now is the time when you check your notes, because let alone the fact that the creator of the Mimic, Edwin, after losing his son to a tragic accident, puts all of his agony inside of the robot that has the Mimic programming inside of it. I mean, are you not entertained? How many more connections do you need to believe me? Stitchwraith is a parallel to the Mimic, not a one-to-one, but a parallel. Even though the evidence for the two spirits in Golden Freddy is solid, the evidence going the other direction is also pretty solid. Now I know that narratively these two characters are not the same, but when we connected Foxy Bro to Michael, the narrative from the book wasn't the same as the games anyways. But I feel good about this video. Tell me in the comments below what do you think, and like the video to let me know you want to see more theory videos in the future. I've been your host, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!